Welcome to this channel. Here you will find stories, concepts, experiences, and cases to develop a life-sustaining Economía Amable, to promote longevity, sustainability, thrivability, and more. My name is Silvia Zweifel, and the subject today is longevity, a world of possibilities. We are navigating a longevity revolution. Life expectancy is growing fast. In 2018, for the first time in human history, people aged more than 65 were more than people aged less than 5, the children. Nowadays, 73 million people in the world are aged 65 or older. By 2050, that number is projected to increase to a staggering 1.5 billion. That's according to the World Population 2019 highlights released by United Nations Population Division. The report predicts that by midpoint of this century, 1 in every 6 people in the world will be over the age of 65, up from 1 in every 11 today. All societies in the world are in the midst of this longevity revolution. Some are at its earlier stages and some are more advanced, but all will pass through this extraordinary transition. This means that more than ever, we need to avoid thinking the future from the past. This demographic transition is everywhere, confronting us with promising possibilities. It is in our hands to turn them into realities, particularly through our collective efforts, including the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. Each time we face a new situation, for the first time, we pay careful attention to acknowledge it, to understand it, to figure out how to handle it. With no doubt, this longevity revolution is extraordinary in human history. A new landscape is emerging in our societies, transforming values, beliefs, and lifestyles, labor and leisure, education and learning, healthcare and aging, and much more. The process involves every dimension of our individual and collective lives. How we see ourselves and our expectations always shapes our world. Now, every organization we interact with, for-profit or non-for-profit, local or worldwide, will need to adjust to the new realities. Be it business, finance, government, or whatever, there are plenty of emerging opportunities that come with the incoming stream. So much is at play. To begin with, we have to question the mainstream cultural assumptions, since a negative perspective is still dominant. The extension of human life still tends to be regarded as an extension of a miserable stage of its cycle. And that implies the risk of misplacing efforts and results. In Argentina, my country, an Amable, that means friendly, sociology, proposes to address the issue with a reflective approach on the phenomena to understand it in its complexity, aiming to avoid unnecessary suffering and contributing to the conceptualization oriented to nurture the common sense people applied in daily life. And so does the Economía Amable approach in its field. That means a friendly, life-sustaining economy approach. And the good news is that there are plenty of examples to rely on for inspiration. Far from the mainstream, there are the so-called blue zones. In those blue zones, people live longer and healthier lives than anywhere else in the world. 3 of them are small islands: Sardinia in Italy, Ikaria in Greece, and Okinawa in Japan. One is a peninsula, Nicoya in Costa Rica. And the 5th, that some authors consider but others not, is the Adventist community in Loma Linda in California. In those areas, centenarians usually live active, medication-free lives. The secret is lifestyle. Basically, a healthy diet, daily exercise, and a purposeful, low-stress life in a friendly social environment. In the blue zones, the sociocultural environment offers the appropriate support through values and beliefs that promote longevity, a positive longevity. And for sure, the key is constant enrichment for the body, mind, and soul on a daily basis. The blue zones offers lessons to transform the mainstream culture. Since in the mainstream culture, the values and beliefs of the industrial era still gravitate heavily, derived from a mechanistic chronological worldview, people are regarded as biological machines that decay once they reach full adulthood. And from here, the idea of uselessness gradually sets in, opening the doors to a feared image of decrepitude. And in this way, it is very natural to expect that the aged end up being a burden for their families and their societies. On the contrary, the Economía Amable has a life-sustaining approach, bringing abundance from abundance. Regarding age, it recognizes the value of experience that nurtures mastery and wisdom, 2 key resources for knowledge and good decisions at the individual and collective level. And that means that the aged are valuable in a resourceful, friendly society with a resourceful, friendly economy. An Economía Amable. In time, we will recognize the value that still lies hidden beyond mainstream obsolete beliefs. More and more, there are 4, 5, and even 6 generations simultaneously alive in our societies, interacting in constellations of experience. We will learn to harness the richness potentially available in this resource, since we are moving towards a knowledge-based society, in which individual and collective learning and wisdom is the driving energy that moves forward in our evolutionary path, enabling longevity while attaining sustainability and even thrivability. By living a good life in a diversity of cultural expressions. What can we as individuals do? Maintain a healthy diet, appropriate to your nature, age, and activity. Exercise regularly and do some physical work on a daily basis. Have fun, keep learning, and share what you know. Contribute with your skills and abilities to your family and community. Even if you enjoy a pension, continue to labor in the way that fits best to you. Volunteering is an option. Never retire. Be proactive, promoting change. Celebrate life. Celebrate longevity. Yes. That's it. And here there is a commentary section below. Share your comments there, your feelings, your thoughts. In this way we can learn from each other. And of course, if you would like more content like this, subscribe. And in this way you will be supporting the growth of this channel. See you soon.